Hi, my name is Michael, or you can call me MBL Designs, and the trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home has just released, the teaser trailer for it, and I'm going to watch it. So yeah, I'll basically talk a lot more afterwards, but I have a lot of thoughts about this movie, especially when it most definitely takes place after Avengers Endgame. And we don't really know what happens to Peter Parker in that movie, so we'll have a look and see what the trailer leads us to believe. But I'm going to turn it on right now. 1, 2, 3. Ooh.
Thank you, Spider-Man.
That was so good. Hey, sorry I'm late. Happy.
You look nice.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. New dress?
Yes, it is. How'd you know?
What just happened?
Planning a trip?
Mm-hmm. Going to Europe. School trip.
Did you get your passport?
Peter Parker here to pick up a passport, please.
Mini toothpaste?
Mm-hmm.
Pack your suit.
I just want to go on my trip with my friends. Europe doesn't really need a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You look really pretty.
Therefore, I have value.
No, that's not
I'm
right.
messing with you. You look pretty too.
I just want to spend some time with MJ. I think she really likes me, too.
That reminds me when I first fell in love. I had just finished my film called.
So nice to finally meet you, Spider-Man.
You're Nick Fury.
Put some clothes on. Let's go for a ride.
Is he gonna be okay like that?
Might want to turn him over so he doesn't swallow his tongue.
I think Nick Fury just hijacked our summer vacation.
Awesome. You got gifts, Parker, but we have a job to do. Are you going to step up or not? You're all alone. Your friends are in trouble. What are you going to do about it?
You don't want any part of this.
Oh shit! Oh! Fucking guys! Oh!
Who is that guy?
He's like Iron Man and Thor rolled into one.
He's no Spider-Man.
What is it with you and Spider-Man?
What, he looks out for the neighborhood, has a dope suit, and I really respect him. Sup, dickwad?
That was fucking amazing. Pun intended. So I love that they answer a question I've had ever since Homecoming, which is about Aunt May knowing that Peter is Spider-Man, because Homecoming ends with her seeing him in the suit and taking off the mask. So I just love that she knows that, because I've always disliked the fact that she's oblivious to the idea that he's Spider-Man, and kind of subtly tells him later on, both in the movies and comics, that she actually knew all the time and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see her dynamic, because it looks like they are at some type of fundraiser or something. Yeah, something like that. I did really like Happy Hogan and Aunt May's connection, or whatever you're going to call that, flirting. I think it's interesting that two people in Peter Parker's life are like hitting on his aunt. Tony Stark kind of jokefully did that, considering that he was with Pepper at the time. but Happy Hogan, I can actually see something happening between there, because they were actually really cute there. And I just love that Peter is caught in the middle between both of them. So that's really cool. We do see, now I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy who owned the deli in Homecoming, he's actually back, so that's really cool. I really liked their connection in the first movie, so we will see a bit more with him. Finally, one thing that I missed from Homecoming was Peter Parker, or Spider-Man, actually swinging in New York City, because he was mainly in the suburbs or in school, basically. So really love the fact that he's actually swinging, because we can actually see him swinging outside of Grand Central Station, which, now when I think about it, I think in the MCU that the Stark Tower / Avengers Tower was above Grand Central Station, and it looks like there's some construction works on that actual building. Because one thing, I have two theories what they could do, considering that Avengers Tower was sold in Homecoming. Hopefully, I have two theories which are basically based on nothing, just my hopes. Either that it's Oscorp, considering that Peter was at some field trip with school and got bitten. I can kind of imagine them visiting an Oscorp lab outside of New York. He gets bitten there, comes back, and gets his powers and stuff like that. So my idea would be that Oscorp moves to New York, and with Oscorp moving to New York, Harry and Norman Osborn moves as well, and Peter Parker gets a new classmate. That's an idea I have, completely based on nothing. There's nothing in the movie that suggests it, nothing at all. And another one is also out of the blue, Baxter Building. Fantastic Four will most definitely be introduced in the MCU with the coming years now, with the Disney-Fox merger finally going through. So I could see that being a perfect place for the Baxter Building. How they would manage to introduce that and have it work seamlessly remains to be seen, but that's a theory I have, at least. I'm loving because I'm recording this on my iPhone, and I love just that a lot of my friends are just messaging me about this trailer, so shows that I'm hanging around with the right people. Continuing on, yeah, I'm basically doing a breakdown of this trailer now. So I do admire the fact that Peter considers not taking the suit with him to his trip, and really wants to just be a normal kid, which I really hope they put a lot more consideration into that point of view, actually, because that's an really interesting point of view when it comes to Peter Parker, especially at the age he is at. Yeah, and then some shots just with them on their trip. And for all the haters out there who did not like Zendaya's name reveal in Homecoming, she's MJ. They are most definitely not going to introduce Mary Jane Watson based on this, or not in the way we know Mary Jane Watson. I am sure now that they will really focus on Zendaya as Peter Parker's main love interest, which is the character Michelle Jones, aka MJ. which I have no problem with. People who have a problem with that, I don't really understand. Say what you want with Zendaya as an actress. I really like her as an actress. I've seen multiple things. Some things better than other, but her performance in Homecoming and hopefully in Far From Home is going to be really good. Or that's at least what I'm hoping for. But people who dislike the fact that she will be the new MJ or Mary Jane Watson to some people, I just feel is invalid for multiple reasons, but yeah. But we do see them flirting a bit, which is really fun. And yeah, after that we do see Ned get knocked out, and we see Nick Fury, and I love the fact that just Peter Parker knows exactly who he is, and yeah, and this just brings back memories to the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show, where Nick Fury led a group with Spider-Man, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and White Tiger. So I'm just getting flashbacks to that show where I really like their dynamic, so I'm really hoping for something like that. And it will be interesting to see how they work together and why Nick Fury recruits him to do things, because later on, basically it will be connected to now I've completely forgot their names. Oh, the elements. I can't remember all of their names, but this movie will have a lot of villains, which, when it comes to Spider-Man movies, is kind of a risky territory, considering that this, Spider-Man 3, is one of the most awful Spider-Man movies, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion as well. And that had a lot of villains, which was one of the flaws of that movie. But at the same time, Spider-Man Homecoming also had a lot of villains, and it was a really good Spider-Man movie in my opinion. So this will have the introduction of the elements, which those I remember are Hydra Man, Molted Man. Then there's two more which I can't remember the names of, and I'm not going to try, but we do see one which a lot of people would believe is Sandman, but I'm doubting it because I think the name is something different, but it's not Sandman based on what I know at least. But it very much looks like it, and in that shot we do see Nick Fury and Maria Hill, which we do know will help Peter Parker on this mission. So Maria Hill as well will be joining up, which we basically knew from set photos, but for those who don't follow set photos. And after that we do see another one which I think is one connected to wind, so we have earth, wind, water and fire. I should have really said those in a different order. Earth, wind and fire basically, and water. Earth, wind and fire and water. So that's really cool. And we do really see good looks of all of them. I really like the look of Molted Man. And we do also see Hydra Man, which looks really cool. And I love the fact that it's taking place in Venice, because it makes sense, basically. So I'm really interested to see that. And we do see Peter Parker in a spider pose in his normal clothes, which I'm curious if he will try to change out of his normal clothes fast or something like that. And then we do see Jake Gyllenhaal as Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio, which is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. It's one of the really interesting one, and I'm really curious what they will actually do with his character. And said photos actually showed him in full costume, which we do see in the trailer, and I love the fact that it's so comic book accurate. Even has the like fins type of, or the perfect shape for his like gauntlets. But one thing a lot of fans were curious about when the set photos leaked, will he has his helmet? Which was the one thing I freaked out when we actually saw him, because we see him saying to Peter or to Spider-Man or to whoever, you don't want to be a part of this. And then he does his magic and stuff like that. And we do see him actually fight Hydra Man. And he actually has the fishbowl right here. I am so in love with this, because comparing with DC for 1 second, if they can make Black Manta, if they can make this work, Marvel should at least be able to make Mysterio work. And they actually did. I'm curious how much he will actually have his helmet, but just the fact that he actually has it makes me so happy, because it's so iconic to the character, and if they didn't, people would freak out, and I am not doubting that at all. So after that we do see a really cool animation of a globe turning into the Spider-Man head, zooming out, and we do see Spider-Man Far From Home logo, with it ending on, let's see, a news report with people talking about Mysterio, and his classmates start talking about Spider-Man and why Flash doesn't really likes him and respects him, to immediately then insult Peter Parker, which is really ironic if he only knew. The one thing I really got from that is the whole fact that Flash Thompson is actually a person who later on gets the Venom symbiote. There's been different hosts to the Venom symbiote, but he actually gets it and is a really big fan of Spider-Man. And actually uses that as his inspiration when he eventually gets the symbiote. But that was the first thing I thought about when I saw that. But one thing I'm really hoping for with this movie and the character of Flash is that he comes up with better insults than fucking Penis Parker. Because I was a person who was curious and not overly excited with the casting of Flash Thompson in Spider-Man Homecoming. Nothing against the actor, because I've seen him in other stuff and he's really good, but as the character, it was not what I would have imagined. He's a jock, he's a sports guy, he's big and muscular and stuff like that. And he wasn't really the thing I thought about. When I later on saw the movie and just the concept of having a academic rival to Peter Parker, that could be an interesting twist to the whole bully aspects, because bullies aren't really that way anymore. They were really 60, like when Spider-Man was created. Bullies aren't like that anymore, basically, based on what I know at least. So having an academic rival instead of a jock bully is an interesting twist. But at the same time, having a character that's smart, not as smart as Peter Parker, but at least smart, should be able to come up with a better insult than Penis Parker. I'm just saying, he could have come up with anything, but Penis Parker is a really bad insult. and not creative at all. I don't know what you could have called him, but anything but Penis Parker, because it just makes you sound like a fucking idiot, in my opinion. And yeah, that was basically it for the trailer, and this was basically my breakdown of the whole trailer. I am really fascinated that they have no mentions at all what has happened in the MCU. They are just going along, and this just makes me curious what actually happens in Avengers Endgame, because Peter Parker is missing based on the Avengers Endgame trailer. This most definitely takes place after that, so how does all of this work? We have no clue. We will have to wait and find out when the movie comes out in July. Maybe we'll get early release for this one as well, but we have no clue. I'm just excited to see another Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and being a part of the MCU and all of that. And at this point, I haven't really talked about it on YouTube. I have plans on doing a video about it later on. But with the passing of both Steve Ditko and Stan Lee, the creators of Spider-Man, and a lot of his supporting cast of characters and villains, a lot of the Spider-Man related material from now on will be really emotional to me, just because of the fact that the two people who created one of my most favorite fictional characters of all time are not longer with us. And I really hope that the creators and actors and every person who works on anything Spider-Man related from now on really takes it serious and pays tribute to what Steve Ditko and Stan Lee created so many years ago, and that has been loved by people all around the world for so many years. That just proves with last year, with having so much Spider-Man related content, and I really hope that everything Spider-Man related from now on just exceeds all of our expectations, and it's just amazing, to say the least. So yeah, that was pretty much everything I had to say about Spider-Man Far From Home, the official teaser trailer. If you have seen this trailer, please tell me in the comments what you thought about it, and please rate, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you guys in another video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, and also follow me on my social media. I have a link to all of those down below in the description. So see you next time, guys.